Hey, Coach Abel here along with Coach Weiss, the Abel Body Experts, and this is a coffee with the coaches, and we're going to get inside the mindset of a champion here. Coach is fresh off the World Championships in the Raw Powerlifting, which he not only won but pretty much owned. So let's get a little bit into that, Coach. First of all, explain to everybody what Raw Powerlifting is, and actually drug-free, drug-tested, the whole idea. But let's tell them what Raw is, and that's why I'm so impressed with it. But
well, to make it as simple as possible, as far as explanation go, raw essentially means you can't use anything assistance-wise, supportive gear-wise. So a lot of people that don't really know powerlifting are not going to know what I'm talking about, but essentially you get to wear a weightlifting belt to protect your back and nothing else.
no lifting suits, no lifting shirts, anything like that.
No wraps, no knee wraps,
Right.
none of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's huge, because I've trained in the past in my prime with so-called world level powerlifters who I didn't consider myself very strong, and they couldn't keep up to me in a workout weight-wise at all. But when they went with their lifting equipment, they were pretty impressive lifters, because they're not lifting the full range of motion.
Yeah, the thing with which makes them very impressive is they really learn the equipment. It's almost, I think of it as like a golfer or someone who learns how his ball goes and which club, how to make the ball spin out of the sand and stuff. They think of it the same way. These guys know exactly how to manipulate their equipment and get the maximum out of it.
So it's a completely different sport, really.
I would consider it to essentially what it's come back to now is the raw powerlifting has kind of come back to what powerlifting started at.
Right.
Because when powerlifting first started, there was nothing Bill Kazmaier benched in a t-shirt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of come full circle again to that, but kind of split in two different ways.
Now let's tell them we did a whole series way back that people can check out after your preliminaries in the summer. Just give everyone a feel for, okay, the World Championships was a few weeks ago. You went down there in Florida and you cleaned up. You broke how many Canadian records?
I broke all the records in my age group, and I just happened to turn older or have a birthday between the summer and now, so I had all the records in my younger age group, 35 to 39.
So how many records did you actually break, just so they get a feel for?
Well, I would have broke 5 in my age group, all 4: the bench press, the squat, the deadlift, and the total record.
All right.
As well as I broke the open bench press record. So for Canada.
6.
And then, 6 Canadian.
So you broke 6 Canadian records, go ahead.
And then the world record for my age group in the bench press and in the total.
So you broke 2 world records on top of that.
In my age group, yeah.
So you didn't just win the show, you went down there and pretty much owned it, and you don't have to respond to that. I'll do that for you because I'm impressed and I'm proud of my friend. And I think one of the reasons I wanted to explain all this, and we'll get into it in the next clip, and you can see the previous clips we did on all this stuff, but one of the things that's funny to me, Coach, is especially on YouTube being what it is, where no one has to sign their name to anything, we both often get accused of not really knowing what we're talking about. And between the academia involved in both of our careers and you going down there, and it's one thing to win, it's another thing to shatter records, 5 or 6 at a time. It kind of speaks to a little bit of know-how and expertise that a lot of people are quick to jump on when they don't know the background. So I find it kind of ironic that we still get told that we don't know what we're doing because someone read one book somewhere, or some expert somewhere told them something different.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a little side note just because it's irksome. But anyway, congrats on the World Championships.
Thank you.
Being a World champion and shattering all those records. But I want to get a little bit behind that in our next clip and explain you as a coach, not Kevin's coach, but as a coach in general, what I saw behind the scenes as Kevin approached the World Championships. So stay tuned for part 2.